Knowing whether you have a viable lawsuit because of your car accident is a good question. One thing to consider is there damage? And it seems very basic, but it's very important. You know, is there some kind of damage to the vehicle and or to yourself or even passengers? Sometimes the driver walks away unscathed, but the passenger can be seriously injured or even non-seriously. You know, any type of damage to the vehicle or a person in the car is part of this viable claim for a lawsuit. Something else to consider is causation, which is the legal term for who's at fault, who caused this, who made this accident happen. Even if there's a combination of causes, there may be a viable claim. For example, you're driving down the road, the person in front of you stops suddenly and makes you swerve quickly, and you run into someone's car who's parked on the side of the street. Well, there may be a cause there for that person to sue you, but there might be a causation to the person who stopped suddenly and forced you to change your direction. That's part of it. Or even if there's an accident and you have to slam your brakes and the person behind you rams into you. You know, there's multiple causation there for the person hitting you from behind and the person that caused the accident in front that caused you to stop so quickly and unexpectedly. The process of an auto accident lawsuit can be lengthy. So that's something to be aware of and to not have unrealistic expectations. You're not going to get a check tomorrow to cover your damages. It takes a little bit of time. In fact, the statute of limitations is 2 years after the accident happens do you have to file a lawsuit. And sometimes there's a need to wait that amount of time to see how many damages there really are. Because today you might say, well, I was in a car accident yesterday and I just feel some pain in my neck. And that's all I'm really feeling. So you start going to a chiropractor, physical therapist, a doctor, etc., a massage therapist even, to get some help, you know, and they give you some care. But a month goes by and you realize, oh no, this isn't just a neck issue, my spine is out of whack. So now I have to go to a specialist regarding that, get an MRI, etc. And so as you see, these medical costs can be incurred very quickly, but it takes time for all of the damages to evidence themselves. You know, we don't, and we're wise. You know, we've been doing this for over 30 years. We know it's smart to sometimes wait to make sure that every injury has shown itself. So that way we can get compensation for every injury that you have. If we file too quickly and the case closes and then all of a sudden you have a new issue that arises, it's done. It's too late. It's water under the bridge. And we don't want that to happen for our clients. We know that other law firms may promote that they can get you quick money and do it fast and everything, and they might try to do that route. But we don't do that here at Maceau Law. We take care, we're cautious. We know that this claim is a big deal for this client. And we want to make sure that they get as much compensation as possible for their injuries. That's a good question. Does it cost you anything to file a lawsuit for personal injury? And the answer is no. It usually does not cost you much. When you first retain an attorney, we do it on contingency fee basis. Now, most attorneys do it at 33% contingency. They get 1/3 of whatever you get. They don't get compensated unless you get compensated. That's what you hear a lot. Well, we also don't get paid unless you get paid, but we don't do 33%. We do 30%. So people have what is a 10%, turns out to be a 10% savings by going with our law firm because we do contingency fee of 30%. Now there can be, unforeseen issues that arise, or maybe extremely complicated medical malpractice lawsuit, or very complicated auto accident, etc., which may change the contingency fee basis, which means we have a higher risk of pursuing the lawsuit. So if there's a higher risk, then the contingency fee might change based upon that risk. But for the most part, 30% is our contingency fee. We are very good. We're very successful. We've been practicing the office has been practicing for over 30 years. And we've been able to see a lot of clients receive compensation. And as I may have said earlier in another video, Most personal injury or auto accident type of lawsuits usually don't go to trial. I think there's about 7 to 9% of lawsuits that actually go to a full trial in front of a jury and there's a verdict. Usually cases settle, and we know how to settle cases well for our clients' best interests. We've been doing it for a long time and happy to continue to do it for you.